The 5 stages of grief. Grief is the natural response we have to losing someone. Everyone experiences grief and loss differently, and grief, also referred to as mourning, can be largely influenced by external factors such as culture, customs, rituals, and social expectations. Different studies describe grief and the stages of the grief cycle in slightly different ways, but the most common stages experienced are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Denial usually includes feelings of shock, disbelief, panic, or confusion, including thoughts of "how could this happen?" and "it can't be true." Anger can include hostility, frustration, and blaming yourself or others, wondering "why me?" or "this isn't fair." Sometimes you may even experience anger towards the individual you've lost for leaving you, which is natural too. Depression involves feeling tired, hopeless, helpless, isolated, and a loss of perspective. It may feel like everything's a struggle, or there's no point to anything. Bargaining typically includes feelings of guilt and time spent wondering what you could have done to prevent the loss, maybe even feeling like you want to make a deal with higher powers. Acceptance is typically the final stage of the grieving process. It does not mean that the person experiencing grief is happy with the situation or believes that it's right or fair, but rather it involves acknowledging the implications and reality of the loss, adapting to the new circumstances, and becoming prepared to move forward. The 5 stages of grief don't always appear in the same order for everybody, nor do they necessarily occur only once or one at a time. They may overlap each other. It's common to move forwards and backwards through the stages. Some people may experience some stages but not others, and generally people will spend differing amounts of time in different stages. There is no normal or correct amount of time to grieve. When losing someone to suicide, the loss can feel particularly complex and result in additional struggles in working through grief. Finding support during this period of loss and grief is incredibly important and can include support from close family and friends as well as specialised support groups.